Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends of Arcadia Genesis. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Good to hear.
All good.
Oh, it's been a little while since we've had the band fully together, other than a chit chat. So, I don't know. We do chit chat all the time. We don't need to talk. Let's talk about what we're going to do for this game, though. This is a little bit different campaign. We're going to be starting at the early days of the world. Before we even get to character creation, I want to do a little scene setting to kind of inform who we are, where we are, and what we're doing. So this, if you guys can see in Roll20, is the map of the area we're going to be starting in. This little token will be you guys when it's not oversized. And so before the campaign actually starts, I want to do just a wee bit of scene setting. The world is young. This is the early days. In a valley on the island of Bravo in the Arcadian Isle chain, two gods stand talking with each other. One of them is Malchus, the other is Verasi. They are having an argument, as Malchus has created a whole bunch of humans in this little valley here, populate it with his people, and is sitting back and enjoying when the goddess Verasi walks up the valley to Malchus and starts to argue with him, saying, Malchus, brother, we had agreed that this valley was going to stay empty, that this would be the divide between your people and mine. What the hell? And Malchus looks at her and says, well, people, they're here now. And Verasi, her anger and wrath, tells him that she will be sending her monsters here to kill everyone so the valley can return to its neutral state. And so she leaves. And Malchus turns around to the rest of the humans assembled, who are sort of brand new, just being magicked into existence, not really sure what the hell's going on, and looks to four of them and goes, okay, you four, your duty from here on out, at least until it's fine, to protect this valley from the monsters over there. Good. And then just starts walking down the valley and starts talking to other people. And you four, brand new, maybe 10 minutes old, take a look around and figure out who the hell you are, which is where we will roll stats. So
there's five of us. Who's the outsider?
Five of you.
People. I'm the mouse wizard. I'm the mouse wizard.
Didn't notice, but you were on the person. You were on somebody else's person, so it technically
I was
counts.
just sitting there on top. I'm sitting on Nick's shoulder.
All that really means is that there's four humans and there's one something else.
Ooh.
Someone in the Discord did predict that Greg was going to play an amphibian.
One person is not amphibian.
Like, yeah, Greg, he looks like a reptile.
Notably, amphibians and reptiles are not the same thing?
It's a better joke if I say reptile.
Well,
Okay.
Well,
Hey, he looks like a frog. He played a croak, didn't he?
one person's not a protector. It's fine. We can play Mafia, just the five of us, and figure out who it is.
Now that's a D&D campaign. Everyone's trying to help except one person who may or may not be trying to sell you all out every time.
Don't ever, if you're in the chat, don't ever do this. It doesn't go well. Don't do it.
Or play Paranoia, friend computer.
Yes, that's a better idea.
Right. If you guys will restart your Roll20, there should be character sheets entering in there right about now for you, so you can take a look at them. As per usual, you are not obligated to use these character sheets. They're here for your convenience. If you want to make characters by hand and just have, or any other fashion of making a character sheet, you guys are all great. And
I'd like to carve mine into a stone tablet.
fantastic.
Neal, what if I make it on a normal character sheet and then send it to you and you put it into Roll20 for me?
That's too much work. You can make your own character sheet and maintain your own character sheet.
Are these sheets blank?
Or you can, yes.
But I mean, like, there's no formatting.
There is.
Did you restart Roll20? I had to input the formatting. It'll take a Roll20 restart to see.
I have to say that Neal's character sheets are finally workable. We've been using them in the latest Icing with Death, and
Are you talking about the Roll20 ones or like the PDFs?
he's got it's a Roll20 PDF, or sorry, Roll20 character sheet of 2 Neal.
It's very fancy.
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
Super fancy, yeah.
Can you pull me into like where there's stuff on the map? Because I just see blackness.
Just zoom out of it.
Thank you.
Pull them around. So, 5 people assembled, and I guess technically you don't have to be human. You can be mixed race or other race if you
So-
want.
Can we discuss what the world is like after 10 minutes of creation have gone by?
Yeah, you're in this beautiful valley with high mountains on either side, a river flowing through it. There's all these like little domed halfling huts along the riverside with little pastures out there, and some creatures standing around in the field in like full farming gear with like a pitchfork, looking confused as if they don't know what the fuck is going on and sort of examining their origins and setting.
Uh-huh. So we have tools
Mm-hmm.
already made. We know
And
how to use them,
homes. Yeah.
presumably.
You know how to use them. There are homes built.
What,
each of you has a little bit of knowledge as well.
Do we have like memories implanted? Like, do we think that we grew up in this village, or do?
No, you are aware that this is the onset of creation, and that you
okay.
did not exist a few minutes ago, and now you sort of exist. But you have a language, even though you've never spoken. You have like grand concepts of community and unity and teamwork and hunger and starvation and danger and death and family.
What concepts do we have? Because these were implanted by the gods, so it's not like half of us are socialist and half of us are capitalist and half of us are
I don't think
atheist.
economics exist at this point.
Right, like, but I mean, like, what cultural, societal, economic, if
Hmm.
any, like, what did we get implanted with? How do we all think?
Well, I think a lot of that is going to be up to you guys. I'm not going to put too much restriction on it, and you're all created differently. You're not all like a unified force. Malchus is your creator, the god of chaos. So it's likely that you guys will all have different opinions and feelings on these things. So if you want to be a family loyalist, then that's great. And if you want to be a cutthroat who's already like, world's new, there's no laws, I'm going to go exploit everyone, that's also very valid.
What's the
There's no
technology?
laws, so no laws were created in this society that we have. So we
right,
have
ex-
tools and homes, but there's no laws.
So we're
and no
starting with the
structure.
anarchist commune, essentially.
And
Okay.
what's the
Ish.
technology? Do we have long swords and plate mail?
Yeah,
or
what kind
are
of tools
Are we
and
playing
technology
with
do we get?
clubs and hide armor?
We will be playing with long swords and plate mail.
Sweet.
Do we know how to make sleds?
No, that hasn't developed yet.
Well,
Good memes.
there are many questions, but I kind of just want to see some stats.
What is
Yeah.
wrong with you? Did
How
you
we
put me
rolling,
down
Neal?
as kicker of children?
I should have temporary character names.
You can
or,
change the name, but
classes, and
that's
I'll
all.
change the classes. But yes, your temporary
Mine
classes.
is just Ryan.
Yours is
Tinker
in the
Wait,
lower
where?
right of your cam.
Where?
You,
Oh my
Is it
God.
you are
portrait
Ryan
artist?
Guy, the Tinker, played by Ryan. Or
What?
Okay.
Guy, barrister of law, played by Sean. Or Guy,
Master of
portrait
law.
artist, played by Greg. Or Guy, the glory seeker, played by Nick. Or
That's right.
Gal, the kicker of children, played by Faye.
I feel like I got the shortest stick here. I don't know
Unbelievable.
why.
Hey, that's
Someone
did you
has
make
to
me
have
do
the
that?
shortest stick.
I mean, that is kind of your role, right? We're all children. You kick us in the line, right?
Sure.
The sooner you come up with an actual character name, the sooner we can remove that from the overlay.
All right, how are we doing stats, Neil? What's the plan?
What do you guys want to do?
I
I
like
don't really
rolling
give a shit.
46.
46
range,
D1?
but
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a popular mechanic, and you have
especially
been
if we're
picked.
fairly heroic.
Yeah, it's early days. Everything's pretty heroic, and you were just tapped by Malchus, the god, one of the gods of creation, to, defend this valley. So it makes sense that you would be pretty good at it. Who wants to go first?
I want to play a cleric, Neil. Am I just going to be... I mean, I was thinking I'd be a cleric of Malchus before you even said all this, but does that make sense?
That'll make sense. I think we're gonna
Wanna roll
find,
first?
since we're in this new world, that there's gonna be a lot of option for weird class stuff to happen, and especially since the gods are new and they're literally gonna be walking around, we might have some clerics that change their deity. We'll find
Nice.
that various gods are in town at different parts of the year, and if you want to start swapping between them, that will probably be available during the early parts of the world.
Just beat Bellum in an arm wrestle, and then
Yeah,
take him as your god.
yeah.
That
Nick,
would be a very epic tale.
do it, Nick.
I have a
Oh, am I rolling
question
first? Okay.
as he rolls. How do you envision this campaign playing out? You say it's heroic. Are you envisioning this as like a Homeric tale, right? An ancient Greek kind of Perseus slaying the Medusa, the Odyssey, or do you see this more as like a tribalist tale of like gathering your people together and surviving the winter and not getting eaten by tigers?
I don't know. I'm kind of. I just want to see what happens if you give people lots of abilities and not lots of abilities. What happens when you give people a blank slate and be like, you get to decide how this world will work because you're going to be the one setting the culture and influencing the very early stages. So it could go in any of 100 different directions, and they're all going to be super interesting. So I don't have like a
So
route
you're
I wanna
interested
push
in the
you.
philosophical discussion of what happens when people
Mhm.
get to choose how to live.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more interested in the decision making.
I feel like we
how
need
you
a
guys do things.
philosophist. Okay.
Okay.
Are you volunteering to be our philosopher?
No, I failed philosophy. Well, I didn't fail philosophy. I got mad at the teacher and I
Oh,
told them
God.
they were full of shit, and so I didn't get the grade I
You
deserved in philosophy.
You really don't want to go down that path though, because you're gonna get 50,000 comments about how you interpreted something wrong and how that's not right and how he's actually said this if you look into this book and blah said blah. Like you really don't want to do that. I studied philosophy. I'm not gonna take that role. Like it's not good. Don't do it.
All right, Nick.
But so just
Okay,
just
yes.
go ahead.
Yes.
Faye.
go. No. Go ahead. I'm holding my breath for you.
No, I want to get all the words out so I can concentrate. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say.
Do you need to
Just-
concentrate in order to roll dice?
I do need to, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, fair
Just-
enough.
Just one thing before we go into anything historically. How serious do we want this to be?
Well, that's a good idea.
Like, are we playing shenanigans in Toga, or are we doing, are we doing this?
Shenanigans in Togo was a really good college party.
8 out of 10, I say. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10
That's
seriousness.
what I'd like. That's what I'd like, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what Fro and Hardcore Heroes were about that.
Yeah, I'd say a 7 to an 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm cool with
Okay.
that.
Fairly serious.
You ready? It's the first time ever I'm going to roll a good character. You better be
Okay.
fucking ready for this.
So ready, Nicholas.
First one's a 16 just to whet your appetite. Okay, it's a 10.
I probably should have warned you. Neal used up all the good stats when he was testing this campaign. That's why we made you go first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on,
That's
please.
all fine. Come on, you're gonna get one high one.
This is
Six.
just the
One higher than a
boring
14.
set of
That's
stats.
5, actually.
Oh
6.
Jesus!
One more.
Come on, one.
Oh.
Neil, try and re-roll. This is the shittest
Well-
character ever.
Let's just see what
Are you
everyone's got.
serious?
Nick.
You have 3
That's fine.
14s.
Yeah.
It's not that it's
2
it's not that
14s
it's
and 2
bad, it's just
13s, Nick. You're
boring.
fine.
You're very solid.
You're
You're very
significantly
boring.
above average.
Yes,
14 gets you
are
bonus
fine.
spells as a cleric too, so you're
Just
fine.
let me swap the
Right?
9
Doesn't- oh.
for a 6 and the 14 for a 17.
Yeah,
or something like
14 gets you 2 first level spells.
Let's just see what everyone rolls, and then
Swap
we'll
the 9 for a 6, and what are you you're making
I'm
a
just
fool?
trying
I
to-
kind of know what character I want to play here, so do you want to roll second?
I think the only legit way is to just commit suicide and make a new character if that's the route you want to go.
Suddenly, we've created a culture with seppuku.
Yeah.
Our culture is going to get real messed up, guys.
Who's next?
Mm.
Thanks, Sean.
I can go really
Yeah.
fast because I kind
Go
of know
ahead.
what I want to play. So
Go ahead, John.
See, let's see.
Oh,
that. Fucking hate
Van
you so much,
Helsing
Sean.
again.
God damn it.
Oh my
You
God.
fucking bastard. What the
If it
hell?
makes you feel better, I'm probably gonna make a really shitty character anyways. So it works out.
Oh my lord. Oh, that's pretty. Oh,
Alright,
that's
cool.
pretty good. Yeah. Well. Okay. well,
Wow.
Cool.
okay.
Wow. Who's next?
No. No, somebody else. I can't offer
Alright.
this.
I can go. One.
Okay.
Oh.
I can go after this one. I'm
Oh.
fine. No, we're good.
I'm sorry,
2,
Ryan.
3,
I think I did that to you.
Oh jeez, the fucking 4 is rough
Oh my
though.
god, Ryan.
One more?
One more. Oh, that's good.
Okay, we got something there.
Okay, that's fine. Oh Jesus. Okay, let me roll. I want to roll now. Are we doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Yes.
I can make my own lines. Thank you very much.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Okay. I actually I can't roll. So D6, D1, 1, 2, 3. Oh yes, 4. Oh baby, hello. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Hello. I don't have a single
Wow.
negative stat. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
pretty
That
nice.
might be one of the best characters I've ever rolled, actually.
Last but not least is Greg.
All right. I suppose I can roll stats.
You got to make a line first, Greg. It's important.
I don't need to
there.
make a line. Neil
makes it for you.
See, unlike you, I don't have to work for my lines.
Privilege.
Do you have to work for your curves, Greg?
Yeah, you know how much I eat to look like this? I tell you what, I have put a lot of wings in this body, okay? All right, let's see. First roll, 13. Let's make a notation of that. Second roll, 10. Third roll, 11. And then an 8. And then 13. All right, here we go. Here's the big money shot. We need the charisma. Nope. All right, we're not charisma.
Rearrange. but
One more?
You've got one more. You've got one more. Yeah.
One more.
Well, this one's perception. This
Oh,
one doesn't matter.
nice.
Oh,
You're
doing
not
down the
rearranging.
line?
We can rearrange.
Okay.
Okay, so Nick, you earlier expressed dissatisfaction with your rolls. Has seeing everyone else roll changed anything for you?
Not really, right? My dissatisfaction is just that not a single one of these stats is outside of like the neutral range.
Yeah, the 8 to 14. Well, 9 to 14
Well,
range.
I wouldn't mind switching and like changing a 9 to a 6 and changing a 14 to a 16 or something.
I'm
like that.
gonna swap a 15 with Nick if he wants to.
Did a couple
Or do you want to have a really high? Do you want a really high
No,
one?
I mean, I don't know. I'll play this. if
I don't
Neil
know.
wants to make
That's a
me.
no.
I'll
You don't want to
swap
swap
stats with
your
you.
9
Neil
for
wants
her
to make
15?
you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll do that if that's on offer. But I feel kind of bad.
No,
Yeah?
it's fine. I can
Yeah.
live with a 9.
Okay.
All right, so
What's the
Faye
lore
gets a
behind
9,
that?
Nick gets a 15. The lore behind it is Malchus is doing character creation. He's like swapping these attributes on these characters, and he's about done. He's like, wait a minute, hold on. This guy's arms are just, there we go. You know, he's got some making people, and sometimes
I
they
like
change
the
their
idea
minds
that
slightly
Malchus created
afterwards.
humans akin to way a child plays with a Mr. Potato Head doll.
Put this trait here, that trait there. Okay, Sean, are you satisfied with your 18 and your 17, you monster?
Yeah, I swapped some things around.
What are you going to put your 18 in?
Intelligence.
Okay, great.
Oh, are you
Yeah,
playing
love that.
wizard?
Yeah,
Are you-
I'm putting
are
it
you-
in a stat that doesn't scale well, so it works out.
Oh, let me get
Thank
the
you.
book. Hold on. I'll be back. I need to get my books.
Okay. Ryan, are you satisfied with your 4?
You know, I'll figure it out.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
So with this whole campaign concept, it sounded very biblical to me. I was imagining maybe like playing like an angel or a paladin or something like that. But with the 4, I don't even know where that goes.
Perception. Because you're so
Perception.
busy looking at yourself, you can't even figure out what's going on around you. So
Yeah.
like,
16
I'm the
in charisma,
greatest
4
here.
in perception. Just
Yep.
walks around with a mirror the whole time.
Narcissus?
Adonis.
Call yourself Narcissus? Perfect. Fucking perfect.
Maybe that's where we're going here.
We start at level 1 now.
Yeah. Faye, it seems like you're pretty happy with your stats. You've given up one of them already.
Yeah.
I'll take your silence as tacit agreement.
Yes.
Yeah, what-
I'm nodding. You can't tell, but I'm nodding. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Faye, what did you get out of giving up that good stat?
Yeah, what am I getting out of this, Nick?
You got a 9, right? For a 6,
Got a
was it
9,
for a
yeah.
16 or a 15?
15.
15.
I don't know. What do you want?
stupid.
Oh, we'll see. I'll figure it out. You owe me a favor. How about that one?
Yeah, I'll cast a cure spell on you at some point.
I like the idea if we were created, right? And we just kind of like picked a little bit of a part out of Nick's character to put it in the phase and vice versa.
Something like that.
Little swapperoo
Before
here.
the mold fully set.
You feel somehow like indebted to my character for some reason.
I will be leading us all forward in the path of Malchus to glory.
Ah,
Did you get it in, Greg?
Oh, of course I got it in.
Oh my god, this guy. What a legend.
I am, dude. I'm a world championship awesome.
I can believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Nick is going Cleric of Malchus.
That's it.
Nice, love it. Does anyone else know what they're gonna? Sean, you're playing some sort of wizard, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Oh,
like
yes.
water elementalist.
Oh. Oh.
You weren't joking about I want to be really into water.
I didn't. That was.
Oh, instead of being a water element, you should be a coffee elementalist.
I mean, that's part of it, right?
Yeah, that's a subsection of their abilities. Excellent. Greg, do you know what you're going to play yet? You don't have to.
No.
All right, Ryan, do you know what you're doing?
Maybe I'm gonna roll with this angel shtick and put that 16 in charisma and just be, I don't know.
Do you really want to be level 10 a year and a half down the line and having to complain about how everyone else is doing 30 damage an attack and you're only doing 6?
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh, I was actually sorry. I'm now looking at my notes and realizing I was going to run this with 6 stats and not use perception. So you guys can drop something if you want.
Oh, so I should drop that 16
Can
that
I
I
drop
rolled
that
last.
9? Oh,
Yeah, you can
Nailed
drop
it.
one stat that you want because we're going to use 6. We're just going to skip perception and try it without perception this time around.
But why?
Because
change
perception's
shit
a
up.
weird attribute. Like
It is.
as a skill or something, it makes a little more sense. But as a like fundamental part of your character, it does weird things to the way your character interacts with the world.
So does this mean that willpower is now perception?
It means that perception is going to be your ability to describe your world and role play a little bit. And if there's a situation where you need to have a skill check, then we'll discuss how you might be going about doing that. And perception might be your willpower, or it might be your intelligence, it might be your constitution, just so you can hang on the ledge long enough that you find out what you need to know, right? Perception is more a function of what you're like doing in the fiction than it is a function of a trait your character has.
All right. Thanks, Neal.
Keep that in mind for when they say every single time that you should roll a wisdom check, yeah? Just clip it and then play it every time.
That was very eloquent, Greg. That was well
Yeah.
I've
spoken.
done a lot of thinking about perception because somebody in my game rolled the dice. They walked into a room, rolled the die, and said, I have a perception check of 19. And I said, you don't know what's in this room. What did you do? Why did you roll the dice? And I was mad at them. They said, well, because I walked into a new room. I'm going to check it out. I'm just being in advance. And I sat down with the book that afterwards and went, this is wrong. Why? And so I'm prepared to discuss perception in depth.
Love it.
And yes, your grub skill could be your perception destroyer. 100%. It's about investigating the fiction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Ryan, do you want to be a frontliner, yeah? Some sort of...
I think I'm going to be an inept. I've got one high stat. Yeah, I think I might do a fighter with a multi-class and priest that doesn't get used much. So I may use the priest multi-class to take some utility narrative stuff as the campaign goes on, but not rely on it for heals and things. I don't know.
Wonderful.
But give me some plate mail and I'll stand in the front.
Eventually. Faye, do you know what you're doing yet then?
It's difficult because I don't want to be a cleric.
Then don't.
I wanted to I don't know.
We already have a cleric, right? So you can.
The question
Yeah.
is, how much do we need a roguish thief kind of character?
There's always
I
going to
feel
have to
like-
be someone who's a roguish type.
Yeah, but I feel like
is
in a
there?
world where we don't,
Well,
I
not-
mean, there are no pre-established dungeons, I take it. There are no old graves or such things that we're gonna go and
Mhm.
rob, because these things are just not there, right? There's no fortresses or something like that where you need to climb a fucking wall up there, probably.
I
Well,
would
do we know that though?
imagine
Because what if the
that-
orcs have lived here for hundreds of years and they've got fortresses?
So there are already buildings that are in existence, and you are aware of a town at the top of the valley called Acropolis that exists. So there
With
will
humans
be
in it, or-
structures. Yeah, it's like a town.
Oh, so
of
we're not
humans
the
that are
only
also-
humans. We're just one group of humans.
You're just
I
one
also
group of
imagine
humans in
that the
valley.
thief class is particularly adept at dealing with the dens of monsters, right? So beyond just buildings and structures, like the cave that's riddled with pitfalls and acid and, you know, the leavings of the dragon that's, you know, made it its home would be something the thief is adept at navigating and perhaps helping the party with, right? Those types of situations are just as valid as, you know, going through the crypt. If that was a direction you wish to take it. You could also consider
The only
thieving to
thing
be
I don't like
something
about the
like-
thief is that I don't think that the 2E thief is particularly good at doing combat, which is why I would prefer wizard or fighter over thief. But
Valid.
You can use 2-point
That
Neal
is
thief
valid.
if that's more to your liking, or you can multi-class or pitch concepts.
Go like, have you got the stats to go ranger? Then you get some elements of the thief stuff while still being a
Are you
fighter.
playing an angel? Is that a thing you're doing, Ryan?
I think so. I'm
Okay.
the fifth.
Okay.
So what
I
to
don't
you,
think-
what is
I
an
don't-
angel at this point in time?
I don't know.
Here's an idea
So-
that I had. If you don't know, oh, you were. I'm sorry, you were talking, right? Go.
Well, so I think at least my character will feel like it's his role to guide the party or to look after them or to protect them. I think he will think that he came from somewhere else, like a relic of a previous time, or maybe he was dwelling amongst the gods and was cast out to look after these humans. Maybe he's just another human and those ideas were implanted in his head. But I don't really have the stats to think too deeply or philosophically about such things.
does a ranger get more attacks than a rogue does?
Yeah.
Ranger is a fighter archetype, not a thief archetype.
Yeah. What was
It's
Yeah,
your
but then you
weapon
get like hide in
expertise.
shadows and shit, right? I think, right? Like,
Yeah,
hide
but
in
you might.
shadows.
Do you have the stats to be able to play a ranger? Is the thing. You might need that 15 back. Let me have a look what the stat requirements are.
Also, you're not all
Right.
required to be human. Just as a heads up.
I like Chat's description of Angel is I'm a pre-alpha version of a human. That's why my stats are so rubbish. Greg, what was your idea?
My idea was something along the lines of like one of the first creations of the gods that snuck into human land, right? You essentially left the Silver City or, you know,
Mhm.
whatever, to experience humanity, right? You are now free, like maybe you cut off your wings or something and you are free from the like binding shackles of law or order or whatever that, you know, angels are typically depicted as not having kind of a will of their own, right? Their purpose is to you know, do the thing they were created to do. And so you're kind of a renegade, right? Or like a lost like a lost kid, right? Maybe rebellious kid that's checking out humanity and free will and seeing what it's like. Just kind of being curious about what it is to be human and be this new thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think something along those lines. I was thinking, yeah, that I'll feel like it's my role to look after this human community.
Sure.
Protect them, guide them, teach them how to build fire. I don't know.
Mhm.
But I think the way it's going to shake out is I'll probably be one of the more useless members of the party. But
We'll see.
We'll see.
See.
Put
Lots
some
of
points in climbing.
So I think mechanically I'll have to be half elf in order to multi-class, and I think I'll just pretend that that's like divine.
Yeah, that
in
works,
terms
right?
of- and yeah.
Yeah, that's
You're,
fine.
you're clearly not
reskin the half
human,
elf.
right?
Yeah.
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 Half elves are
Um,
great for reskinning as mystical races.
Yeah.
There are elves on this island. They live across this grand lake far to the east. So that is also legit, and that will give you some sort of kin that you can eventually interact with, or half kin or something.
Yeah.
Is there a class that, or not a class? Is there a race that's just intriguing?
Apart from halfling, no.
So you're a angel that is
Yeah,
trying to look after these new people.
I was
That
looking at
makes sense.
5e over the week, looking at like the Asimir and stuff like that, and considering or like trying to redo that for second edition. But it almost feels like just putting my highest stat into charisma and not even worrying about it.
I like it.
That's why I'm like dipping into priest and like taking priest spells to use and saying that they're
your like divine blood
powers, but it's really
being
just a
manifest.
priest spell. Or
Yeah.
mechanically, it's a priest spell, but
I like that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, Nick, you're a cleric of Malchus.
That's
what
it.
are you? That's it. That's all you got.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I didn't really think too much about it. I guess, how does one become a cleric if they've only just come into existence, Neal? Would he just be born with an innate love of the god?
I think it'll probably be because you're not really born a cleric. You'd be born with the ability. So it'll probably be you turning to Malchus shortly after your creation and making some sort of gesture
Had a
that you wish to
productive
worship.
10 days of existence.
Yeah, maybe you grab him and you drop to your knees and you're like, "Oh, great, Malchus, thank you for existence. Let me be your servant." And then he's like, "Cool, here's some magic. Have fun." So something probably like that. It's up to you how you want to approach him to become a cleric of his. You can start to make the character, and then we'll role play how it is that you.
We can do that in session
Ask
one, though,
for
right? I
power.
think that makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah, okay.
But there will be some
Cool.
sort of ask for power, probably.
Yeah. You know, I imagine there's probably some comfort in coming into this world, not knowing anything, being scared and alone, and then appealing to some higher power for comfort and protection and purpose.
Almost like that's what humans have been doing for tens of thousands of years,
Yeah.
possibly hundreds of thousands.
I can get a +1 in a stat. Okay.
from taking a race.
Are you all playing weird races here?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I want to probably be a human. I'm just trying to figure it out. And I'm looking at my stats and seeing what kind of like I am like trying to come up with character ideas, right? That's why I'm kind of plying you with questions so I can kind of see what you guys are doing, get ideas for myself. And I'm just looking through the book as I go, thinking of interesting ideas. Like I'm one attribute short of being a ranger, right? So that could open up to me if I was a different race. Not that it's something that I necessarily want, but maybe. So beyond just being a cleric, right? What is your character? Do you have any idea what your character's like, or is the only identifying thing you have of them currently just like, I'm gonna play a cleric? That's what I want to do.
I mean, yeah, that's all I had coming into this, but I guess I was kind of hoping that it would become apparent as we played the game in the setting. I think it's kind of hard to imagine what a person in this circumstance would think or.
I agree. It is a difficult mind.
But I think that if you were a person and you were created by a god who then directly spoke to you and gave you powers, you'd be pretty much fully committed to just only caring about what the god wanted you to do and advancing whatever agenda it was you perceived to be. Like, I feel like, a lot of people are very single-minded when it comes to religion. Could you imagine if you were like being directly visited by and spoken to on a daily basis by the deity?
Right. That makes sense. So kind of like a fanatic or like a militant zealot type of
Yeah.
character. Okay. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I hear you. Okay. Sean, talk to me about your waterbender.
Yeah. I need to talk to Neal about it
Did
too.
the Fire
because-
Nation attack?
God, I hope not. Although, so I believe Neal. I'm looking at the Elementalist Wizard, and it looks like we're just gonna have to talk about what spells qualify as like water-based spells, because there isn't like a water list, right?
Oh, there is a list.
There is.
Oh, okay. And I just don't get fire spells, right? Like I get the bonus for water spells, and then I can't cast things like Fireball.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you look in spells and magic.
So the
there's-
spells and magic gives you a couple of spells that are contained in it, but that's not all of the water spells.
It should be.
They say like
Under
here are
Elementalist?
spells that fall under this list.
There's a full list
There should be
somewhere.
a
Maybe.
full list back of the spells and magic.
Oh, Tome of Magic is where it's introduced.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if we should like negotiate, because I was gonna say like, does Wall of Fog count, since fog is composed of water particles and that kind of thing.
Let's see what the list
It might be
says.
air. Right, so you gain 25% chance to learn water spells, 15% to learn earth and air,
Oh, interesting.
minus 25 for non-elemental. You get +2 saving throws.
Wait, so I can still do fire? I just don't.
No, you don't. Fire is
Okay,
what's
no
barred.
fire, and then minus 25 for anything
Yeah,
that isn't.
and then you get
elemental.
+2 save versus water spells, and you inflict a -2 save.
Sure.
Yeah, the water list is actually really short.
You get
Is
the
it-
usual.
Should we just negotiate it then for other? I was gonna like literally go through the list and be like, this spell involves water. Should this count?
It's page
It's
151
like Wall
of
of
the Tome
Fog
of
is-
Magic, if you have a PDF of it. Page 151 of Tome of Magic has your list, if you have a PDF.
I have a sort
Or a
of
hard
PDF.
copy?
Is there's an appendix, I believe.
Yeah,
that I can go
Appendix
to.
1, Wizard Spells by School.
Gotcha. Table of content. Oh, yeah, that's not what I want. Elemental water. Oh, yeah, it is pretty short. So yeah, like Wall of Fog isn't in here, right? But Wall of Fog is
It's
like
an
fog is
air
composed
elemental
of.
spell, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Interesting. I have a bone to pick with whoever made the spell list.
Well-
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, if I get access to both air and earth as well, that's fine.
Yeah.
There might be things in here like we can always talk about cases where it's like, why
We
is
can
the spell
always-
not a water spell, right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
will lawyer. We will lawyer it all.
And then one thing I wanted to ask. So we're like the first people, right? There's no lost knowledge to discover, which means that there's no like discovering ancient spells in ruins. And I
Right.
was going to suggest an idea for how we could reconcile that is that as people who are like newly formed from the energies of creations, the original wizards didn't like modern wizards in like the games that you've been running are studying mathematical formulae and stuff like that to try and recreate the spells that were created by the original wizards. While the original wizards are studying sort of like the fundamental elements of the universe. Like I study mechanics about water because better understanding water better enables me to control it. And it's more of a matter of philosophy and pontification rather than like inscribing formulas down on scrolls.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's like, the first people working with physics are a little bit more basic, discovering basic properties, but nowadays you have to do like advanced mathematics to really discover
Yes.
anything about water. or
Yes, and
air.
I guess most of that was because it's like spell books and like magical research don't really make sense in the context of the setting.
Mhm.
So it was more like, should it just be a case where we just kind of make it part of like a school of thought? Like I engage in philosophical debate with fellow
Feels
wizards,
like
and then we
magical
come to
research.
better understanding and learn new spells through that.
Yeah, and there'll
Seems like
probably
research
be,
should still be a thing, no?
there will be still research that you will like, I'm going to build a bit of a
We're-
dam.
We're just gonna
and
have to
a
do like
water
different
wheel.
mechanics for how research works. Is kind of what I'm getting at. Since there's not gonna be money,
Books.
right?
There won't be. We will have money. Yeah, you'll exist in a fully functioning economy. Someone is born a blacksmith with like a hammer in hand, mid-stroke on making a thing, and kind of just going with it. So there will be a township. There will be an economy. Money is created with pictures of the gods on it instead of a king or a queen.
Okay.
And people are sort of set in motion.
Okay.
And in motion.
That works then. Also, how many spells do I start with?
Why don't you pick 5 spells?
Okay.
You don't need read magic because
Is that just part of the? Oh yeah, we don't read.
Well, you can take literacy as a proficiency because there is a written language, but like
Yeah, but we don't use spell books.
Yeah, I'm sure
Okay.
you can decide how you want to keep your spells, if it's a book or tattoos on you or, whatever.
Okay, I think it's gonna be like a very closely tied to what you're doing. So like it's literally studying Earth when you memorize your Earth spells and pulling out some water and watching the water swirl around when you want your memorization for water spells. That works. Okay,
Perfect.
so 5 spells. Gotcha.
5 spells.
Do we have an antagonistic relationship with nature because the gods told us nature's coming to kill us?
Not so much nature, but like Barossi's creatures, which are probably like ogres mostly, or orcs or goblins or trolls or something like that. So nature is maybe not an antagonistic relationship yet, but it could be. We're gonna try and like take a look at various gods and their attributes and see how you guys interact and relate to them and yada yada. I don't know if that answers your question or not.
I'm gonna be a wizard. There we
Wizard.
go.
Okay.
Another wizard
Wizardo.
friend. Wizard of what?
I'm gonna be a witch.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Gonna be a wizard of fear and illusions.
Ooh.
Nice.
So why
Yeah,
did
I
you
know.
pick
I
fear and
remembered what I
illusion?
said about combat viability. Throw it out of the window. It's fine. I don't need fireball for this. I can do it. I can do it myself. I just need to create a spell that is an illusion that is powerful enough to resemble a fireball. Right? That's the
Yeah.
whole.
Yeah.
That's the whole.
Yeah.
Because if they feel as if they're getting fireball, it's the same.
Perfect.
As if they were. Yeah. I think my idea is that. Well, it is kind of a really dark setting, right? You pop into existence, and like Nick has said, there are many fears connected to that as well. And I feel like creation is not only a positive thing, but there are many dark aspects to explore, such as why is everyone beloved but not me, right? Like why am I the black sheep in this group? Why am I not equal to the other people? So yeah, I would love to play a little edgelord if you guys don't mind.
Let's do it.
Or edge lady in that case. Maybe either. I haven't made my mind up yet, but I want to do some illusionist stuff as well because I don't get. It's difficult to do, but I love to do some illusions.
Let's do
Okay.
it. Sounds great.
Okay.
So we've got 2 wizards, a cleric.
Are you gonna be kind of a frontliney
Yeah,
cleric,
I
or are
think
you
so,
gonna
yeah.
be kind of spells in the back?
No, I think I'm gonna sword and board.
Okay. What kind of fighter are you gonna be, Mr. Angel?
I was thinking shield as well, but let's see.
Does Malchus have a favored weapon, Neal?
Has anyone
Aggressiveness.
has anyone read American Gods by Neil Gaiman?
I have.
No.
No. Okay.
Yes.
There was-
yes, I have read.
Okay. I was one of the character concepts I was thinking of would be a cleric, but there's the character in there. Who's that? It's the Slavic god.
Oh, I
Got
can't.
the good and the evil
Yeah. I can't. do
sides to
Slavic.
him. But it'll come to me in a second. But anyways, his shtick is he's got Chernobog. There you go. And
Yeah.
his alter
That-
ego
however
is
you
like
say that.
Belobog. Yeah, Chernobyl. He's got this massive sledgehammer that he carries around, and his shtick is he like makes this like he does this gambling game with everyone he meets. He's like, let's flip a coin, and if I win, I get to hit you in the head with this hammer.
I saw that on the TV show actually.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was a funny,
Mhm.
yeah, not funny, but like an interesting like chaos chance sort of shtick. Like, here's my maul. Let's
Let's
let the fates decide.
nice.
Okay. Unrelated, but typical cleric weapon. I mean, are you imposing any clerical weapon restrictions?
Not for Malchus, not for the god of chaos. He doesn't give a shit
Yeah.
if you shed blood.
Mm-hmm.
True. Is
That's
there
good.
such thing as like a two-handed flail? Is that a thing?
Not in Neal's revised system. In common, there are 2 kinds of flails. There's like a horseman's and a footman.
There's
Are
a horseman's
flails
and a
even
footman's, but they're all
designed-
single-handed.
I don't think flails in general were made to be used with two hands because you lose a lot of maneuverability when you use two hands for a weapon.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
all about swinging momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just thinking, because Marx's symbol is like a swirling vortex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a flail may be somewhat appropriate. You can see what Neal's got, and I think Neal, you just rolled it in with mace in terms of mechanics in your economic
Yeah, I
sheet.
think I just said mace and flail are basically same. And we can do like, the flail in certain situations a flail might be better. Like maybe it's got a +1 against shields, which I think is what it says in combat and tactics. But
Or maybe like disarm
really?
or something. Yeah. In combat tactics, there is a footman's flail that is size large, which would be a two-handed weapon. It sucks though. It's D6 plus 1 damage.
yeah.
Oh, it sucks,
Horseman and a grain flail.
Yeah.
D4 plus 1 is a game size one. Flail +1 against shields. Yep.
Yep.
And then the horseman is +2 to trap or disarm.
Does anyone know the order their stats will be in?
I believe I do. Yeah.
Let's
I was just setting them in
yeah.
stone. So I've got 11 strength, 7 dex, 11 con, 9 int, 13 will, and 16 charisma. And then 4 perception, which doesn't exist, but
right. But you
maybe
recorded it.
Maybe I'll
anyway.
still role play my naivete.
Do you want to roll hit points yet, Ryan?
I suppose, yeah.
I keep forgetting we do level 1 hit points.
Come on, Ryan.
All right, this I guess will be the deciding factor if I can be a frontliner.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good.
5.
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read you my stats now?
Yeah, I'm just arranging Ryan's stats. Give me just a moment. All right, Nick. What do you got for me?
Strength 14,
Huh?
Dex 13, Con 14, Intelligence 13, Willpower 15, Charisma 9.
15, 9. Thank you.
Okay. Is it D8 for a cleric these days?
Yes?
You ready for the 1?
No. Hold on, let me finish putting it in. Okay. Give it to me.
Are you ready for the 1? Are you ready?
I'm so ready for the 1. Yeah!
Oh! That is.
So are you still going to be in the front lines? Sword and board or
Stand
shawl
behind
and
me,
book?
weak human.
What the fuck is wrong with this stupid program?
I believe that's background. That'll help.
I think that's great for a cleric of Malchus, right? Just your life teetering on the edge.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. 1 HP, let's go.
You don't have high con.
No.
Where did you put a 15 into strength or something? Oh,
Willpower.
15 will.
Yeah.
Ryan, you got a 5 HP, was it?
5 HP. Yeah.
Nice. Anyone else know the order of their stats yet? You don't have
Yes.
to. Yes. All right, let's...
I've got. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
11 for strength.
Mm-hmm.
13 for dex.
Mm-hmm.
17 for con.
Mm-hmm.
18 for int.
Mm-hmm.
11 for willpower. 9 for charisma and 13 for perception.
Yeah, but we're dropping
no
perception, so...
Oh, we're not using it? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
You want to put that 13 somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that 13 in charisma, or actually in willpower. That works out then. I was thinking about swapping those anyways because I think my character is probably gonna be more toward the aloof side, but very strong-willed.
So 11, 13, 7, 18, 13, 9?
11, 13, 17, 18, 13, 9. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
When does the positive hit point
And I have
adjustment
7 hit points.
hit for
15.
Con? 15.
Are you? I don't think you get +3 unless
The
you
character sheet told me +3.
unless you multi-class into
Oh.
fighter.
Yeah,
Are we-
you have to
so
be
are you doing
multi-class
that?
into fighter. Yeah, it's definitely a fighter thing.
So you may want to, if you have a 16, you may.
I don't
wanna
have a
swap.
16. Although I'm curious if you're doing that. I know.
Yeah, I kind of
Okay.
want to. I like that rule.
Sure.
Do you have
So I have 6 then.
6 HP. That's one of the rules I do enjoy.
Hmm.
Ideas.
Okay, so
Tell
now
me
you're-
what sounds like would be fun to play with. Bear in mind that Greg will be playing these characters, and I know that's not everyone's favorite. So, first idea, a bard who is very charisma based and is a hedonist, believes very much in desire and pleasure, and is very, very face forward, and maybe less good at other things. Who is, new in this world and wants to experience it. The other idea, either a thief or a fighter. I don't really know which, but like a spunk filled, like 16, 17-year-old girl that, has a lot of spit and vigor and energy, and is just kind of like a positive person, constantly like full of juice, right? She's ready to go. And
So you're
either
playing
kind of
Buffy,
is
a
kind
young
of-
hedonistic girl full of juice ready to kick ass.
she's not the hedonist, but and like I've described kind of hedonism as a philosophy in some ways, but like more based on curiosity, I would suppose, over experiential pleasure. And I would have her more as like curious about things. I'm thinking thief, skill based, right? Skill monkey kind of thing, really into everything. Third idea, kind of just like a big lumbering guy that he is not that interested in the world or what it's about or why. He just has a task to do, and he's going to fulfill that task. And he's kind of simple, but honest, and the kind of traditional farmer turned soldier. Does any of that sound interesting, or shall I go back to the drawing board?
I think the curious, creative person, the person who's curious about the world, was a probably what would fit well. But really, all of those are good. Like they all sound like you have a character in mind that will work for you. Anyone else want to weigh in?
They all sounded interesting. I'm sure that Greg could make any of them work.
If you wanted to do the last one, I think you could still be interested in things, but be interested in the small things in life instead of the greater scheme of how everything works together. Somebody who experiences the simple things and takes great pleasure from that. And it's interesting in how like smaller things work instead of how does magic work? Where do the gods come from? But like everyday life things, experiencing them for the first time and figuring out.
How do the tides work? How does grass grow? How does my enemy's head fall apart when I hit it with a sword? Faye, do you have your stats?
I believe so. I should have high dex over high con, I guess, as a wizard, maybe for +2 defensive adjustment.
That's probably going to be better for you.
Oh,
I don't
feel like
trust
the
Neal.
con is
What do
better.
other people?
I think the con is better for a wizard. Yeah, more HP. Like you don't want to be taking
Dex
hits.
and Connar both. What is the stat in question?
Well, that's the thing. I have a 16 or a 14, so if I put the 14 into con, I'm not going to get a hit point adjustment.
You won't get Dex either, though, right?
So it's 2 AC versus
I
1
get
HP
2
per level, is
defensive
it?
adjustment,
No,
right?
it's 2
For
HP
16.
or 2 AC.
2 HP as well, better though.
Yeah,
Probably. Yeah.
I think.
AC.
You can argue for either of them. I mean,
Because at the end of the day, if you're the wizard, you don't want to be getting attacked anyway.
yeah.
You're gonna get killed by like a fucking breath weapon or a
Then again, you
fireball
don't.
or
Yeah, you don't want to
magic
turn into a
missile or something.
Malachi who just like doesn't have any hit points the whole game.
Well, yeah,
That's why
there's
I think
not much shit could be done about that. That's what I'm saying. It's better to have HP. Because like
Yeah.
you've got loads of ways of avoiding attacks as a wizard. Stone skin, for example. Who needs AC when you've
Sure.
got stone skin?
I'm gonna do it like that then. Okay, 11 strength, 14 dex. Are you ready, Neal?
11 strength, 14 dex.
16 con, 16 int, 13 will, 12 charisma.
Splendid.
Roll for HP.
Yes. That'll be a d6 plus 2 for you.
Ah, 1 point better than Nick. Nailed it. So I guess the con was well chosen. in
Well
the end.
spent, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we
See,
in
that's
a
why I
game where
don't
I have the
listen
most
to Neal.
HP in the party again?
Yes.
I'm
Greg
okay
hasn't
with
rolled
that.
HP yet.
Oh,
so
don't
we'll
worry.
see.
I don't roll well, so you will have the most HP.
Cool. Or sorry, another game where the wizard has the most HP in the party.
Tank wizard. There we go.
Yeah.
Malachi
Oh my
has
god,
the
can
most
you
HP in the
please,
party.
can you
to
please
begin
be a
with.
stab wizard? Can we bring
I
that
do
back?
have Fist of Stone, so
How do you make a watery based combat spell? What would it be?
well, you get watery double.
Okay, yeah. It's like a
And then you get like Ice Storm later.
Yeah, it's not very combat focused in the water department until later on, but luckily
That's
I get
really not
basically
Epson
with the
army or
plus
something.
15% for Earth and Air, I have a 100% chance to learn those spells too. So
nice.
I think this guy is smart enough to, although he specializes in water, he's also pretty accomplished in the philosophies of air and earth.
Mm-hmm.
That 100% spell learn chances. Some good shit. I cannot
Doesn't
tell you
it
how
cap
many
at
fucking
95?
It might.
I don't know if it mentions that anywhere, but
Yeah, I think that's a thing for thieves.
That might,
But I don't
yeah.
know if they say that anywhere for wizards.
yeah,
might be
the only
projecting.
first level elemental water spell is Metamorphose Liquids.
Yep, I got it. Because I get the +1 spell cast per day. Wait, do I
Oh,
get
yeah.
that for Earth and Air? Do you know?
No, you just
No,
get a
it's-
free
okay.
Metamorphose Liquids. You could invent a first level water spell.
Eventually.
Yeah, I could make
That would be
more.
a good idea.
Although Metamorphose Liquids is pretty fun. I might figure out a way to neutralize acids that I can use it to make like just really dangerous acids. Because you have to swallow the thing you want to make, so you got to figure out a way to like nullify the effect of whatever you want to make if you want to make something deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Although you only have to do a drop, and I don't think. I mean, that's basically just
A drop of acid won't hurt you.
Yeah.
yeah.
sure it's
what
fine.
is that called? That's homeopathy, basically.
It's
You
called
know,
pre-drinking.
You're just dosing yourself with water at that point.
Okay, Greg. You know your stats. You don't have to.
I'm jealous of Ryan coming up with the whole angel shtick. That's what I am.
Is that what you wanted to do?
Well,
Or-
as I think about it, I can think of a fun way to take that, but I will.
You could be like
put
sibling angels.
Yeah, you could just be
15
related.
Charisma.
Yes,
Can I
you
get
guys
a racial bonus for charisma?
for being Greg.
No,
Greg, racial
I'm not a
bonus?
race.
There are weird ones that have it. I think, by the books at least. I think it's Swan Maze. And
I'm getting a negative in charisma.
The fuck is a swan, mate?
It's a lady that turns into a swan maiden.
Oh, right. Sounds like cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Punk.
15 in charisma.
Glad you still find it funny now.
It's one of my favorite clips of all time.
I amuse myself, but to no end.
Sean's not even engaging with it, and honestly.
Sean's moved on in his life.
He's neck
am-
deep in water.
I'm trying to figure out how to play a wizard again because I have not done so in a long time.
I've never played a 2E wizard, so it's gonna be fine.
What does 13 give me in con?
Shit.
Nothing.
Literally
Nothing.
nothing.
Is nothing.
Oh,
Literally.
I think you
What
need
does 8 give
15
me
for
in
it to matter.
con?
You need a 15
No, it all-
to make a difference.
It all doesn't matter until your con gets dropped and you wish you would have put the higher stat into that.
So 8
Or
con
until you need to make a system shock
and
check.
10 con are just system shock differences.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna put 8 in con.
Wait,
Yeah,
when
I
does
don't know.
negativity hit? 7?
6
Is it
or
7?
something?
6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give me a spells tab in my character sheet?
If you go to the settings tab of your character sheet, there's a checkbox to add the spells tab.
What does 13 in Dex give me?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Do I have to add in each one of the cleric spells?
So I'm gonna
Yeah.
put
You can copy them.
10 in Dex.
Yeah, okay, now I can copy them, yeah.
I'm gonna have. What does 13 int give me?
Languages.
Three
Int is kind of
languages.
worthless if you're not a wizard. I mean, except for
it's
like
bonus
proficiency
proficiencies.
checks. Yeah, like
Yeah.
any skill check is going to be better off.
So
I mean, if he
how much
wants
does that give me?
wants to be the person who can do everything.
11 gives
little
me
bit,
a
makes
second
sense.
language, so I'm gonna have 11 intelligence, 13 strength, 13 willpower.
And then if you have those, you can use those bonus languages to get bonus proficiencies instead.
Yeah.
So I will be playing a fighter. 13 strength, 10 dex, 8 con, 11 intelligence, 13 willpower, 15 charisma. What are your gods?
Is 15 your highest stat?
15 is my highest stat.
I think my rolls actually wound up being better than yours. With dropping that 4.
McTacky, somebody in Discord send me a link to the gods page and stuff. I can't find it. I'm
It's
sorry.
in Twitch chat. Nope. Yeah, how do you spell Pantheon?
Oh, look, guys, I can learn
Pantheon.
ancient history.
Gods. There you go.
Perfect.
I think Reluna is passion if you're looking for passion.
if you're
So-
looking for passion,
Are
Reluna's
you
your girl.
So is this the bard or is this the single-minded fighter?
I couldn't play Bard unless I increased my stats. With
Not
Overrace.
mechanical bard, but spiritual
You
bard.
can still sing.
You can multi-class fighter, wizard, thief,
No,
take a singing proficiency.
You
not
can write
real
all the
interested in
Journey songs that
multiclassing.
everyone loves. It'd be great.
Don't stop believing.
Do you want to roll me
Hold
some
on to that
HP, Mr.
feeling.
Greg?
Does
1d10.
he know his class yet? His fighter?
Yeah, he's a fighter. Fighty boy.
I have 1 HP.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah!
Everyone get behind the wizard.
Fucking 1 HP frontline.
Woo! Oh boy.
Great. Why don't we take a break because we've been at it for a little while, and I'm sure people need a bathroom break or whatever, and we will come
Okay.
back in a little bit with some more Legends of Arcadia Genesis.